My name is Rich Barton. I am co-founder and chairman of Glassdoor.
I'm Robert Homan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Glassdoor.com.
We started Glassdoor because we felt that bringing transparency to the employment industry was something that consumers really wanted.
I couldn't believe that a world that had given us Yelp to help choose where to go to have dinner that night, TripAdvisor to help plan vacations, had done so little to help people figure out where they should go to work, even though it's probably one of the most important decisions that you'll ever make in your entire life.
With the power of the internet to connect to people and elicit user-generated content, reviews about what it's like to work at a company, how much money I'm making, what is my title, how long have I been there, do I approve of the CEO's performance? All of these things seemed possible to get in a connected era, and we thought that employees would really appreciate this.
And so we figured if we could build a community where people helped each other by contributing their own stories, it would be incredibly valuable to users, and that we could probably build a pretty interesting recruiting business on that. So in 2007, we kind of hatched the idea for Glassdoor, and then I immediately called a close friend that I had worked with at Expedia named Tim Bessie. He became our third co-founder, and he and I then became sort of the operating executives in the company, and that's how we were born.
We have this unique user-generated content that nobody else has, and we've wrapped it around I guess what I would call a commodity job search business. We wrote a job crawler, and we now have just about every job in the world crawled. And so people, while they're researching this unique content, can actually click off and get jobs, and we can make money at that. And the alloy of these two things is, of course, unique because of this unique component. So Glassdoor has become now the best place in the world to shop for and find a job.
The whole hiring process is highly opaque. Like, people go to work for companies without very much information on them. Companies hire people without very much information on them. And as a result, there's lots of mishiring that happens. And every time that happens, the best data says it costs anywhere from 2 to 5 times an employee's salary when they mishire. And if you add all that up and you think about the friction and drag on the economy at large because of all of that opacity and poor hiring, and then you fast forward to a Glassdoor world where there's much more transparency around all of that. Like, we honestly believe we can remove some of that friction. We can add like 0.1 to GDP, and we can not only do it in the US, but we can do it around the globe, just in kind of informing both sides of this marketplace. And in the midst of doing all of that, we really see a huge opportunity to build a giant business.
The global recruiting business is $100 billion, something quite large, maybe $95 billion. So the addressable market here in the job space is so large that it doesn't really even need to be quantified. We know there are lots of dollars there. The world is our oyster because the UGC model of Glassdoor scales so gracefully globally.
Big companies require real investment, and so we began looking for a business partner that could provide, both capital and advice. And Battery ended up being really, really good at that. Got to know Neeraj really, really well.
He's been an incredible director, and he's brought a lot of, just a lot of smarts, but a lot of domain expertise around SaaS companies. I'm really pleased with partnering with Battery.
Glassdoor now has 23 million people per month that visit the service. We have 25 million registered members of the service. And here's the real interesting thing, from 190 countries around the world. So we've always known that this would have global appeal, but we literally have people from almost every country in the world who've contributed their salary or their review of what it's like to work at their company.
User-generated content models, they cross borders really, really gracefully, and we've seen non-US usage right from day one.
We are slowly, bit by bit, changing how companies operate around the world.